Hey guys and gals, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Once again, we've got a really great video for you showing you how to use the font weights inside of the website and funnel builder. So in the past, it was a little more challenging if you wanted to use custom font weights for different fonts, but recently we've had it added to our settings panel. So now you can just select from the drop down and decide what font weights you want to use. You also have the ability to do it separately for mobile versus desktop, which is awesome. There are a few catches though, and in this video I'm going to explain those things, so make sure you watch the video till the end so you can see those little things that you need to know. Otherwise it's going to drive you crazy wondering why the weights aren't working like they're supposed to. So let's get into it. If you're not subscribed to our channel already, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. I'd appreciate it if you like this video and leave a comment if you have any comments or questions to add, and I will see you on the other side. In this video, I'm going to show you how to adjust font weights inside of the website and funnels builder. So let's head over to sites. We're going to my dev folder here, and I've got a test page funnel set up, and we're just going to open this in the editor. And so there's a couple things that are really important to take note of. We'll cover that in just a minute. So let me show you where you would find this first of all. This feature allows you to adjust the fonts individually as an element. So you can see I've got an H1 here, I've got an H2 tag, these are headings, and this is, let's make this an H3, and then let's just keep that, and then we've got some paragraph text here. I'm going to make this a little bigger for this video, and this is not bolded. So a couple things to note here is, first of all, you do have the option of, if you click on a word, you can bold it inline. And you can see on the headings, if you do that, it doesn't really work. It bolds the entire heading. So that's not really working as expected. This hopefully will be fixed by the time you watch this. But if you come down here into a paragraph and we click on bold, you can see that the Ipsum word has been bolded more than the other text. So for paragraphs it's working fine, but for headlines it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. And again, when you watch this, hopefully that'll be working. But let's just go over this. If you click on the headline and we come over to the right, you can see we have font weight, and you can see we have the option of adjusting it separately for desktop versus mobile. So for now we're on desktop, and then we're going to leave that. And then you can see there's an icon here that says font weight availability may vary depending on font family. So one thing that's really important to understand is, just because you look at this drop down and it has all of the font weights from 100 to 900, it doesn't mean they're all going to work, because these all have to be loaded. These are Google fonts, and so they have to load every single font weight. And I'm not sure if that's a plan in the future to have every single font weight loaded for every font, but currently I think it's mostly with the more popular fonts that it's loaded. So for example, right now we have 100 thin, but if we go to 200, you can see there's no change. If we go to 300, there's no change. And if we go to 400, we do get a normal weight font. Then if we go to 500, there's some change there. 600 has some change. 700 does not change. 800 does not change. And 900 does not change. So we don't have the super heavy bold here, which for some designs looks really nice. And so it's really going to depend on the font family and what's loaded, and there's really no way to know right now other than trying it inside of the builder, unfortunately. And again, so I'm not sure if they're going to be loading all of the font weights inside of the builder. Hopefully they will do that, but the more font weights you use, the more fonts are being loaded, so it can have an impact on page load times and things like that. So there's definitely a balance there to keep in mind. But the important thing to note is, just because they're all listed in the drop-down at the time of this video, it doesn't mean you have availability for all of these. And so you'll just have to test them to find out. And then again, if I come here and I bold just one word for the headlines, it overrides everything. So that doesn't really work the way it's expected to as well. But it does work inside of the paragraph. So if we go to paragraph and we set that to thin, let's just come through and take a look at some different settings here. That's normal. Let's try to go to bold, semi-bold. So it seems to work okay in the paragraphs, but let's just bold a few of these words here and see what happens. So even that is really kind of dependent on which font weights are selected. So the inline doesn't seem to always work as expected as well. So I imagine we'll see this getting fixed. but it's just something that you're going to have to play around with if you want to do these different combinations. You can see again here, if we come to 100 thin, it unbolds this. It doesn't really display as bold, so it does have an impact even on the inline. So again, you'll just have to play with it for now, and hopefully we'll see this improved. But it is a major improvement just to give us the ability to manage these inline. And then if you want to adjust the mobile separately, you just click on the mobile, and now you can come in here and say, okay, I want this to be bold, and then on desktop, I want it to be thin. So it's nice that we have that independent control now as well, which we didn't have before. So just keep those few things in mind here, and I'm sure we'll see this improve as things continue to move forward. So that's it, guys and gals. It's now super easy to adjust your font weights inside of the editor with the few catches that we talked about, and hopefully by the time you're watching these, those things will have been fixed and we will be able to get it all the way there. But it's been a major improvement already, and now we have a lot more flexibility in terms of making our funnels look better by adjusting the font weights the way we want them to. So we have that control finally. So we'll see you in the next video. And once again, before you go, if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, click the subscribe button, like this video, and share it, and I will see you in the next video.